So you probably do a lot of things in Black Ops 7 that lead to you dying a lot, and you probably don't even know that you're making these mistakes, but that's okay guys, because I'm here to talk about 10 mistakes that we all make in Black Ops 7 that cause you to die constantly. Now we're going to be fixing these mistakes because there's a lot of them on this list, and when we get to the number 5, and I believe the number 1 spot on this list, you guys are you're gonna agree with everything I'm about to say, alright? Now let me know down in the comments below what is your biggest mistake in Black Ops 7, and let's get into it. At number 10, the first one I want to talk about is horrible aim placement and not aiming at the upper chest. All right, this is something that a lot of us struggle with. And why is it bad? Well, when you're aiming at the arms or the legs or anything like that, for example, you have a very narrow target to hit, and because of this you also have to deal a lot less damage. The arms and legs don't take a lot of damage, so you're going to be dealing less damage per shot, and it just really sucks. And the same goes for the head. You might think aiming for the head is great. It's good because it does the most damage, but the head is the smallest part on the enemy body, so you do not want to be aiming at that. Instead, you want to be aiming at the upper chest, and if you have recoil or flinch, it's going to cause you to shoot up at the head anyways and get free headshots. So trust me guys, aim at the upper chest. It's the biggest part to hit, and it's the easiest target to hit, and you will be getting way more headshots aiming there than if you were to aim at the head itself. Going to number 9 on this list, ignoring the minimap and the kill feed. This is something we gotta think of. Like, have you ever driven a car? If you've ever driven a car, you look in the rear view mirror, you look in your mirrors every 10 seconds or so, right? That's what you should be doing with the kill feed and with the minimap in this game as well. It's going to give you 90% of the information that's crucial to staying alive. If you don't see enemies on the minimap, you will at least see your team on the minimap. And then you could take that information and kind of realize if your whole team is on the left and you're alone on the right and there's nothing going on the kill feed, then there's no enemies towards the left side. They're probably all near you, and you should either hold a nice head glitch or get the heck out of there, because you're going to be running into a lot of people in a few seconds. So trust me guys, you want to get all that information you can. The kill feed and the minimap give you a lot more information than you think. Going to number 8, probably my favorite one on this list, and it's one that honestly I swear I cannot stop doing, alright? Like, it's been years. I know I have this, but I can't stop it, and that is a reloading addiction. All right, comment if you have this. Please let me know I'm not alone on this, because there's no way. Why is this bad? You reload after every single kill, and more often than not, it'll get you killed, all right? You don't have to reload your gun when you have 32 bullets left in the magazine. It just doesn't make sense. You don't need to do it. And the worst part is, most of the time when you start reloading, you get caught. You get caught out in the open reloading your weapon. 2 enemies jump out of nowhere. You can't do anything. You could swap to your secondary and hope for the best, but there's not much you could do. What you should be doing instead is reload when you get to cover or when you scan the area and no one else is around. Now, I get it. There's points where you might actually have to reload. You might only have 2 bullets left in your weapon. Of course you got to reload. But what I recommend, if you just killed someone and you have 2 bullets left, instead of starting your reload, swap to your secondary for a few seconds, wait out an enemy, because if someone was near him, he knows he died, he's coming, and if no one's around, scan the area, get to a safer spot, and reload your gun there. Do not reload out in the open. Do not reload after every kill. It's funny I'm telling you this because I have that addiction myself, and no matter how many times I tell you guys, I can't stop it for some reason. Going down to number 7, you shoot the wrong enemy. I do this constantly as well. This is another one that I cannot stop doing. And what do I mean by the wrong enemy? Well, there's a specific situation I'm talking about, and that is when you see 2 enemies. One of them is facing in your direction, one of them is facing the other way. Who do you shoot first? Well, obviously you want to shoot the guy facing you, but for some reason, I think our brain tells us, yo, there's a guy looking away from us. That's a free, easy kill. Start shooting him. So you start shooting the guy looking away from you, and before you could even kill him, the guy facing you drops you instantly. What you should do in this situation, obviously, is shoot the guy that's looking at you and then go for the guy looking away from you. But I think our brains just be like, yo, easy free kill. Take it now, take it now. And you get stuck in that situation where you just can't get out of. And it's, you know, you're doing wrong when you're doing it, but you can't stop it. Again, let me know. I can't be the only one with this, right? Like, there's no way. If you want to get the rarest camos like the Gold, Arclight, Tempest, or Singularity, but don't have the time to grind, MMO EXP has got you guys covered, super cheap, and someone will grind it for you. And within less than a week, you guys will have every single thing unlocked. If you guys need all those headshots, anything you want, they got you, and they have 24/7 support as well, so if you guys need any help, they got you with that as well. Use code IT'sNick, you guys will save 8% off. Trust me, it's awesome. Just click the link down in the description. I want to give you guys a bonus one here. I'm not going to put this one on the list itself, but I want to say you got to use streaks that you could earn. You do not want to use streaks that you physically cannot earn. If you're running the highest streaks in the game, but you're getting them every 20 games or even more, don't use them. You're not going to get those constantly. You want to use streaks that you could get every single game. Even if it's a UAV, it doesn't matter. Whatever you could get that's every single game and you constantly get it, make sure you use that. Going down to number 6 on this list, not using cover and head glitches to your advantage. Constantly being out in the open is going to get you guys killed, all right? And if you think that you should be winning those gunfights, but there's an enemy behind an object and you're out in the open, chances of you winning is pretty slim, all right? Instead, use head glitches. They're literally everywhere around the entire map, and the best part about a head glitch is it covers 80% or more of your body, making you a very making you a very hard target. I was gonna say target, but anyways, man, you're gonna be a very I almost said it again. Hard target to hit. All right, so just make sure you guys use those head glitches. They're in the game. They're there for a reason, and they're literally everywhere. If you're not using it and not abusing it, you're not doing right. Going to number 5, and this is one that I love talking about because, yeah, I do it as well. There's a lot on this list that I do. I think this is mostly made for me. At number 5, seeking revenge on the last enemy that killed you. This is not something that you want to do in Black Ops 7, all right, guys? Black Ops 7 is filled with head glitches. They're literally everywhere in the multiplayer. I don't know about the campaign, haven't played it, but they're literally everywhere in the multiplayer. Why is it bad? If someone drops you and you go back for him, he knows you're coming. And if you go back just once or twice, that third time that you're going to go back, he knows you're there. He's going to wait you out. He's going to go on a heady. He's going to move areas just by a few meters or something, somewhere you don't expect him to be, and he's going to keep dropping you over and over and over again. And the more you keep going, the more he's going to keep dropping you, the more angry you're going to get. All right? Don't do that. Instead, if somebody drops you and you really want to seek revenge on him, just go to the other side of the map. You're going to get him eventually. You're going to be more calm. You're going to get more kills. Just play calm, and don't worry. It's going to come, guys. Going down to number 4 on this list, tunnel vision. If you are playing with tunnel vision, you are not playing right. You do not want to run around like a headless chicken. It is not the right thing to do. It's not the smart thing to do, and you're going to end up dying and getting 4 kills and 20 deaths a game. This usually happens to me at the end of the night when I'm on my last game or second to last game or so. I'm just not focusing, right? And then you're just running out there. You're not looking anywhere. You're not looking at the mini-map. You're not doing head glitches, nothing. You're just trying to run and gun, and you're just not there, all right? Your brain is not ready for it. Don't do it. Take in all the information. Try to look at that mini-map. Try to play slow when you're feeling like this, when you're feeling like you just can't get kills and you're running and gunning and you just keep dying and dying and dying. What you should do instead is play very slow. Some people might call you a camper. Whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not your play style. That's not always your play style. But the more play styles you can adapt to, the better at the game you're going to get. Going to number 3, spraying instead of bursting or tapping at long range. All right, if you see an enemy that's 100 meters away and you're spraying your gun at him and you're missing a lot of shots because that recoil is just really hard to control, take a minute, breathe, relax, get away from there, re-engage when you're ready. And what you should be doing is you should be tapping that gun instead or bursting it. And how easy is that? It's very easy. You just hit the trigger, and instead of holding it, you take your finger off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on. That's basically it. And this is going to reset the recoil of your weapon every time you do that, and that's just going to help you guys out tremendously. And that's a mistake that I do too. At long range, I'm thinking if I just hold down the trigger, I'm going to kill him faster, but then I start missing bullets because of recoil. I would have probably killed the guy faster if I did tap fire. So make sure you guys are doing that. Going to number 2, speaking about weapons, you do not want to use the wrong weapon on the wrong map. And I see this a lot. People are going to run SMGs on the largest maps. People are going to run LMGs on the smallest maps. It just doesn't make sense. LMGs on a small map is going to give you a huge disadvantage, all right? Your ADS is slower, your sprint to fire is slower, a lot of stuff is slower. SMGs on a very large map, your damage range just isn't there. Your sprint to fire and ADS is awesome up close, but your damage range isn't there. Your recoil is not ready for those long range gunfights. Do not do that as well. And going to number 1 on this list, ignoring the objective. I get it. Every mode is TDM to you. It makes sense. If killing is fun, objectives are boring. Who likes to stand on the objective? But guys, if you let the enemies hold all the objectives, or let's say you're playing domination and they're holding A and B, and you guys are spawning C, the enemies know exactly where you're spawning from. You're going to continue to spawn at C, and they're just going to wait for you to push out. They're going to streak on you. The more objectives they hold, the more they get, the more they kill, the more streaks they're going to get. And it just doesn't end up being worth it for you guys. So make sure you're not doing that. If you guys do anything on this list, let me know down in the comments below. I am really interested in seeing the biggest mistakes that you guys make. Subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a big fat like on this one. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.